Welcome to Drive Through History. I'm Dave Stotts. You know, the whole world seems to have stopped during this virus pandemic. But that doesn't mean history has stopped. There's a lot of solid history lessons I'd like to core and teach while we're all locked down. So, welcome to my brand new coronavirus edition, Drive Through History, My Lawn. The year was 2009. About half the front yard was covered at the time in a gnarly green ivy bed. To be honest, I had a love-hate relationship with it. There was less grass to have to mow, but the ivy started to get kind of ugly. And there were always little critters we had to put up with that hid down in the ivy. Here's my daughter and her new friend, Mr. Snake. Well, last year I'd had enough and decided to rip it out and replace it with good old St. Augustine sod. The best grass for hot Texas summers. But it got me thinking, where did St. Augustine grass get its name? Sure, there's the obvious connection to the beautiful city of St. Augustine, Florida, the oldest continuously inhabited European established settlement in the U.S. And since this grass covers about 70% of the lawns in Florida, the connection was obvious. But like always, when it comes to history, there was another layer. The Spanish explorer Don Pedro Menendez, who founded St. Augustine, Florida back in 1565, was fiercely loyal to his Spanish hometown, a hometown whose patron saint was Saint Augustine of Hippo, the 4th century bishop and theologian. And interestingly, the coastal land he founded down in Florida was first sighted on August 28th, the annual feast day of Saint Augustine. So he named the city after him. But who was this Saint Augustine that my lawn is indirectly named for? Let's find out. Saint Augustine the man was born in 354 AD in present-day Algeria. He was raised and educated in ancient Carthage by a devout Christian mother and unbelieving father. As a young man, he studied philosophy and rhetoric. He was also well known for his struggle against the sinful, licentious passions of youth. Augustine was about 20 years old when he read an essay by Cicero on truth. He spent the next 12 years as a prestigious scholar in Italy, pursuing his elusive foe, jumping from philosophy to philosophy, theology to theology, trying to intellectually reconcile seemingly irreconcilable trade-offs between doctrine and experience. At the age of 32, Augustine reports having a spiritual experience, quote, "as if a light of relief from all anxiety flooded into my heart. It was then that all the shadows of doubt were dispelled, and he accepted Jesus Christ as the ultimate truth in his life." Augustine was baptized on Easter Day in 387, and not long after, returned to his native North Africa. 4 years later, he was ordained a priest in the city of Hippo, a coastal city in present-day Algeria, where he became widely known for his sermons, many of which still survive. Soon, Augustine was appointed the bishop of Hippo, where he served until his death at the age of 75. Augustine of Hippo was a towering figure in his day and continues to be in ours. He stands as an intellectual pillar, not only in Christianity, but the broader history of Western civilization. Augustine was key to the carrying forward of the best aspects of Greek thought into the Christian era, and therefore into the entire European intellectual tradition. See all this amazing, life-changing history you can find in your front lawn? Join me next time when I explore the far east side of my neighbor's property line, where I recently installed this new gravel yard to deal with an erosion problem. There we'll learn about my new French drain and explore the exciting adventure of why they call them French drains. History doesn't get more exciting and more accessible than that. Thanks for watching the coronavirus edition of Drive Through History. See you next time.